I'm just in it for the dog. She brought in a dog. I'm kidding, but there is a dog, and we've already had doggy kisses. I already smell a little bit like dog. I already smell a little bit like dog drool. I like that Lottie comes in and says he just wanted the dog here. And I mean, she's not wrong, but she knows that. I've read your posts. Cooper's the star of the show.
He's always the star of the show wherever I go.
Anywhere anybody goes with a dog, like I don't even see the human, you know, right? Leah's been there where we've been walking like up to an event. I'll be like, doggies.
Like he's never seen a dog before. You remind me of my kids. I'm like, we have dogs at home. Why are we?
Yeah, those are boring home dogs. These are out in the wild. So Lottie is here, and I asked her to come be on the show because I'm not exactly sure what she's been doing with her life. But she goes around the country to all these VA places. You're a veteran, right?
Yes, sir.
So in the Army, right?
Air Force. No, that's the best branch, man.
The Air Force is the best branch,
yes,
or the
sir.
Army is?
No, the Air Force.
You're the Marine Corps?
No, they're the crayon eaters.
The Marine Corps, they are killing machines, though.
Yes, they are.
That is their only thing, is to F stuff up, is the Marines.
Yes. We can talk crap about
because
each
you're
other.
in it.
Yeah, we
right,
get it.
Right.
We can't say anything.
Well, let's not even get us started on the coasties. I'm telling you.
Boy.
And Space Force, what is that? Right?
Oh, I don't know.
Do you know any Space Force people personally?
I've met them on my travels. They're pretty cool, but I'm like, so are you guys really going to go into space?
That's what I would sign up for. I'd be like, Space Force. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Can I be a fighter pilot? A space fighter? Anyway, so you were in the Army from when to how long?
Air Force. We're going to have this discussion.
So how long were you a Marine? So you're in the Navy. No. So you were in the Air Force for how long?
Yeah. 91 to 97. And then I did that. That's my active duty time.
Yeah. And then you did reserves or something?
No, then I got held on,
they make you stay for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of ready reserve
yes.
or whatever. So, and then where did you go? Were you deployed in it? Well, obviously you don't just sit around home.
No.
But what did you do? What did you do in the Air
I was
Force?
a med tech when I first started, and then I cross-trained into medical admin. So I did the Desert Storm era.
Yeah. All right. And then, and now you go around the country with your dog. Cooper he came in and gave me kisses, or I don't know, or I was attacked. I couldn't tell.
No.
He's a squatty little dog. He's
a little low rider.
Yeah. What is he, like corgi or
he's
something?
He's a Pembroke tricolor corgi.
He's a Pembroke well, listen to her. This is a corgi tub. This is the Pembroke tricolor corgi.
Well, I have to build him up now because when he was first gifted to me, I feel so bad. I looked at them and I said, that's going to be my service
So
dog.
you mocked your own dog? This was your introduction to your dog, was mocking. They pick up on that. But he's low to the ground. He scrapes when he walks over things, right?
But they said I didn't need him for mobility work, and that they were they're becoming very popular for PTSD, medical alerts. So they said, give him a try. And now I'm spoiled.
Yeah. He's a Pembroke
tricolor corgi.
Corgi. You just call him a corgi. It's a corgi.
Oh,
all right.
I said corgi.
Okay. No, you didn't. But he licked my face and he gave me a hug, and
that means you're good people.
No, I smell like dog now. I love it. So if you need a dog sitter ever, that's what I'm doing now.
I don't think she's ever letting that dog out of her sight.
All right,
well, there's been a few times I took my daughter to Hawaii, and they actually
can't take the dog.
Well, I was going to, but then they waited to the last minute, like 24, 48 hours. And they said, we quarantine dogs. I said, he's a service dog. They said, it doesn't matter.
Oh, no.
Well, and he looks like he's probably got diseases. He gets around. He looks like he gets around. So
sweet.
So thankfully, my daughter's well versed in being my service human. So
if that happens again, I will. That's my new thing, is in my home dog sitting. They have to be not huge shedders and not huge dogs and housebroken, and then I'll watch them for free for people. I don't want a dog because like yours, you go everywhere. You take your dog everywhere. I can't take my dog everywhere, and then you got to go home and feed them and let them out, unless you're some people. But you got to. But I could watch them I would watch dogs, but I don't want to have a dog right now. So I'm just trying to say, her dog would live.
Yeah.
If you watch,
yeah,
yes, I think you could keep a dog alive.
I mean,
Tom.
bare minimum, the dog, you'll come back. The dog will be alive. The
Well,
dog will at that point need a service dog for, because it's like, don't send me with Tom again.
Well, actually, they didn't want to give him back.
Right. Such
Aw.
a sweet dog. Well, we're going to talk about, so you're going around, you were just in Canada.
Yes.
You go around. I follow your travels online. We're Facebook friends. I don't know. You must have sent me at some point. Were you from here or something?
Yeah, I
or
was
how,
actually went to I was born in Lake Forest.
Okay.
I joined the Air Force through Chicago MEPS. When I got back, I was in Turkey and then came back to the States, and everyone said, "Don't live in Illinois, go to Wisconsin."
Oh,
So I was in Wisconsin. My daughter is at UW-Madison, and I asked her, I said, do you need me to stay? And I was a veteran engagement director for Team RWB that connects veterans to the community and through social and physical
Okay.
activities. And she said, Mom, I've seen what you do. I know what you want to do. Go do your
So
thing.
you're going around and doing this.
Yeah. So I sold everything I own to travel full time with Cooper. And
You're one of these people that lives in a van.
No, I don't live in a van.
You live in hotels.
I go Airbnb, hotels. I kind of do my thing.
Right.
Sometimes I'm fortunate because of my service or what I'm doing. I'm building a reputation, I guess, in a good way, where I've got solid friendships that they're like, hey, I've got an extra room.
Stay by us.
And I help with groceries or electricity. I don't mooch.
Yeah.
But it saves me some money. And I go to the VAs, or I help veterans in the area advocate for themselves if they're having trouble in the VA system with their doctors getting, whether they need hearing aids or services.
My experience with everybody who's needing the VA is that they're having issues.
Yes, they are. And my end goal is to fight for better health care within the VA and get it's a double-sided platform. I want the military to stop policing itself regarding assault. Because it still happens, unfortunately, to men and women. And I'm actually going to Washington next week to speak before the Congressional Summit on the 25th.
And what is the summit about?
It's a step process. So next week when I go, I'm speaking against advocating for non-opioid. I wrote my little notes here. Voices for non-opioid choices for veterans, because the VA. I'm just going to be blunt if I can. They're very money hungry. They get money. They get kickbacks for supplying veterans with opioid choices. And the problem with that is because they pump us up with so many medications, especially opioids for pain relief or surgical recovery, we have had a lot of us have a tendency to have addictive personalities based on our PTSD, our depression.
So that's not good, because opioids can be addictive. And if you've got an addictive.
Yeah, correct. And a lot of us end up homeless, ruining marriages, losing jobs, committing suicide. There's been a total of 17 veterans that have taken their lives in front of VA hospitals, either on the steps or actually inside.
This is a pretty strong message.
Yes.
As I went to the VA, I didn't find what I needed. So when it was time to, this is what has happened. That's a very strong personal message to
just
send.
had one take.
Wow.
He went and begged Larry Miller. He, on behalf of his son, he has created a nonprofit called Suicide Stalks the Sniper. In early April, his son went to the VA, actually begged, especially for a male veteran, to go in and say, please admit me to the hospital. I need help. Mm-hmm. They gave him a bottle of Seroquel, sent him on his way. That is devastating.
Well, veteran suicide is a pandemic. I mean, an epidemic. They live around the world, so
it is.
But I mean, it's the numbers are ridiculous
22 a day.
As far as within the. If you look at the metrics, that's an insane number.
And the powers that be will have you believe that it's still 22 a day. It's actually doubled. It's gotten more. And that's what makes me mad, is they do not want people to be aware that the numbers have doubled.
So you're out there rattling cages and making noise and trying to.
Some people are not very happy with me.
She posted online that she wanted to do. You were looking for help with you're setting up your own
Foundation.
And to do that, to be like a 501c3, you got to have a board and you got to do this and that. I said, I'll figure it out. I'll help you. So I said, come in and talk about it and we'll get some people to maybe help you and step up and do your thing, which is good. Are there, and I'm assuming there are other organizations that try and do exactly, or what you're doing, but the more, the better. And you seem suited for this based on your experience. And we'll get into it a little bit because everybody says they want to help. Well, I figured here's a chance we'll help. And what can we do but get the word out? And also you brought a dog, which the minute I saw the dog, I'm like, you should come be on our show. And you're like, to talk about it. I'm like,
sure.
I don't care what you talk about. Bring the dog.
Bring the dog.
So
He's the star.
Cooper is here and he brought a human with him. We will find out more about that and how you can help coming up. So hang on. Are you more relaxed now?
Yes, thank you.
Is Cooper more relaxed?
Oh, he's chilling in his spot.
If he wants me to scratch behind his ears, I'll be right over. It is 8:00 now.
70s and rainy for today, 64 overnight, 83 and sunny for tomorrow. It's 70 in Antioch and 68 in Lake Bluff. Summer on a budget. The cheapest hobby that you could get into, Tom. I'll run a couple of those down.
Throwing rocks.
If you're looking.
Throwing
rocks is on there. I thought this list was kind of funny. That is on the way after the 95 WIIL Rack, 95 second update brought to you by hoglawyer.com. Know your rights, know your lawyer, hoglawyer.com. A man was struck and killed by a vehicle Monday night while walking in the eastbound lanes of Washington Street near Route 21 in Gurnee. The driver remained at the scene and is cooperating with police who are continuing to investigate. It's okay. Cooper just had a little shaky shake. He got like
that
chilly.
Was Cooper like shaking, hitting the pole there?
He wanted to see who was
He's so cute. The intern's
I know
here.
someone's here. Oh boy. Here we go.
Careful.
He's like, let me flirt.
I thought I was special. Apparently, he loves everybody who
No,
walks
he
into
loved
the
on
room.
me when he came into the mall.
He's just
if I let him,
hey,
he flirts.
another person. All right. Cleo.
Yeah.
My dog. All right. Take it easy.
Stay away.
Don't make him love you more than he loves me. All right.
WIIL Rock Sports.
I lost him now.
Brought to you by Windy City Rooter. They drain your pipes, not your wallet. Chicago Cubs win over the Milwaukee Brewers 5-3. White Sox roughed up by the St. Louis Cardinals in a 12-2 loss. Florida Panthers do it again. They down Edmonton, and they are the winners. Back-to-back Stanley Cup titles. Chicago Sky fell to the Washington Mystics. Game 6 of the NBA Finals tomorrow with OKC leading the Indiana Pacers 3-2. And finally, why did I mention journaling to you the other day? Journaling was brought up for some reason.
You know me, I'm a big journaler. I always say to myself, I think I'm going to go journal. Yes.
Well, it's finally summer and a lot of people have some extra time, but hobbies are not cheap, right?
Right. But journaling.
That journaling is.
Oh, I can't wait to get my thoughts down on paper. That'll serve a purpose.
And every single hobby seems to have a rabbit hole that can be very expensive to follow, right? So someone asked the internet, if I could talk.
You're having trouble with words today.
I am. What's the cheapest hobby someone can get into? All right. So here are some of the most popular.
These are the cheapest hobbies. Is journaling on the list?
No.
Why are we talking about somebody was just journaling about?
No, because I thought that it was silly.
That could be a cheap hobby for me. Okay.
All right. Collecting brochures is on the list.
Going around collecting brochures.
Visitor centers, hotels, museums.
You go to like the home show or whatever, and you get your plastic bag and fill it with brochures that you'll never look at for things you'll never need.
I recycle them right away, usually.
Yeah, into the garbage they go.
Pickleball.
Pickleball, don't you have to have like a pickleball?
But that's the other hole that you could fall down.
Buy your paddle.
And there's cheap ones, but then you want better ones.
Oh, obviously.
Yeah,
I mean, based on my pickleball experience.
Lock picking.
Sure. That's not a hobby. That's practicing to be a criminal. Lock picking.
Yeah.
So you get somebody find what's this in your pocket? That's my lock pick.
I don't look good in orange.
I was gonna say that goes with the next hobby, stalking, which goes with the next hobby, incarceration.
Oh, but the meals are free.
Yeah, yeah.
Gardening.
Gardening. No, that. This is not free.
Casual hiking or camping. I didn't say free. I said cheap.
That's still not. Gardening's expensive. You ask anybody gardens. But listen, hiking. See, and you know my beef with hiking.
You don't like walking.
Let's walk over here for no reason.
Well, that's what we do every day in the mall.
Oh, that's indoor hiking.
Mhm.
You tricked me, you
I
bastard.
Actually, writing or journaling, poetry even, is number 3
Is on the list. There
yeah.
I am.
And
There
then
I go.
bird watching.
Are we working our way up? This is number 2, bird watching.
Bird watching is number 2.
I sit here and watch birds.
Oh, I skipped one. Rock collecting. Just walk around.
See,
and
that
pick
was
up
mine.
Rocks.
Rock
You
collecting.
liked picking up rocks.
Yeah.
Origami was on there as well. I skipped that
You
one.
just
But
need a sheet of paper.
plenty of instructional videos on YouTube, Tom.
What did you make out of origami, Tom? A square. 2 folds. Look at that. It's perfect. Look at my square.
And then the number 1 is reading, especially when you borrow other people's books and
with all the
just get a library
words.
card.
All the words.
I tried. Did I tell you that the other day when I brought the kids to the pool, I was walking out and Caden's like, "What's that?" And I was like,
It's called a book,
This is a
Caden.
book.
That explains Caden.
But it was more so.
What for be that, Ma? It's a book, Caden. Why for all the words? Well, that's what you read, Caden. What be read?
It was more, why do I have
Why
one?
for all the words on paper, one after the other? It's reading, Caden. What do you call it? A box?
Book.
Book. I don't want those, Mama. They look scary to me. Did you read your book?
No, I didn't read my book. He was more so questioning why I would, because I'm not a reader. And I was like, I'm going to try to be a grown up.
I've seen you in one of those before, Ma. Where's your mom juice? Yeah.
I was trying to be an adult and be like.
What was the book that you didn't read?
I don't even remember
you don't
what
even
it was
know
called.
what it was. All right.
It's one I borrowed that's been sitting on my
Why
nightstand.
for it covered in dust and says library on it? I know that word, library. All right. We're scaring the hell out of Lottie. Cooper's probably over there going, why is that man yelling?
No, he's looking up at Leo
Oh.
adoringly.
Oh.
And he's thinking, man, that human looks illiterate. Anyway, and Leah's like, I ain't illiterate. My parents has done been married. Oh, that's never mind. Cooper the dog is here. And he brought his human with him. Lottie's here with him.
I'm just the sidekick.
Yeah. I've been doing mornings for 33 years. I've never been the star of the show. I know the feeling. They're always, oh, look at me. I'm blah, blah, blah. And you're like, whatever, fine, be the star. Like this one, Lia. She'll go anywhere and people will be like, let me rub her belly. I'll be like, fine, she's the star of the show. But you go around, you've been, do you have, I follow you on the book. Do you have a home somewhere? Because I've never seen you say you'll be in Wisconsin, but you go see your daughter or whatever. Is there a house or a storage locker, or do you literally just travel all the time?
Well, for the past 2 years, I've been traveling all the time. When I'm in here in Wisconsin, I stay with my best friend. They've got an extra room for me, but otherwise I pretty much travel. So
then you go around, and you were just in Canada, and then you go around the States with Cooper, and you go into the VA. How many VAs are there? There's a lot. We have the level one here, but
I actually do not know the total of how many VAs
because there's like big ones and little ones.
Yeah, the VA clinics, you have CBOCs, you have VA hospitals. So I count them as I go.
You're going to try and hit everyone.
Yes, I actually am. I'm going to try to hit everyone. Because when I was in Tennessee, I did not realize that they had just built one. So like each area I go, I find new clinics that they have just built that are not on like the internet.
Okay.
So I try to hit everyone I go. Like when I'm in the area, I talk to the locals and I'm like, so are there any new ones that I'm not aware of? And they're like, oh yeah, they just built one just down the block.
So then you go in and what do you do when you get there? You're trying to advocate, or you look for what do you do? Because this is a personal endeavor.
Yes.
You talk about you're going to try and have your organization, but this is a personal endeavor. You go in and do what?
Well, I'm usually in the areas, and I get into the areas by one or two veterans that have said, hey, I'm having trouble with this VA, or I'm having trouble getting this done. And when I'm in the area, I do a number of different things. I help veterans get their service connection if they've been having trouble getting that. Or, for example, when I was in Tennessee, there was a veteran that was having trouble with her eyesight. They kept putting her off because I guess they were short staffed, and she kept going in, and they said, Lottie, I'm having trouble. I can't even drive at this point. And I said, okay. We went ahead and went in, and I sat over in the corner. I said, go ahead and check in. Let me observe what's going on. She checked in 30 minutes later, and they have a policy that if you don't get seen or called back within 15 minutes, let us know. 30 minutes went by, and I sent her a text. I said, it's been 30 minutes. Why don't you go ahead and go in and find out what's going on? And they were going to reschedule her. So I go up and I introduce myself. I said, I'm a veteran. I'm a traveling veteran advocate. Can you please explain why you're going to try to
push this off?
Yeah, push this off.
So she went, and there wasn't even it was just, hey, sorry, come back another time.
After making her wait 30 minutes.
I said, this is going to be her third time. And the person kind of had an attitude. And I said, well, can I speak to the commander of your clinic? And as it just so happens, that commander went by, and he stepped out, and he said, can I understand what the problem is? And, I kind of lowered my tone because I was ready to go to battle with this person that was working, because they were very disrespectful to this veteran, and it was an older veteran. And I kind of got into my more professional stance, and he said, no, called her back. Turns out that veteran was having glaucoma. If they had pushed her off, she would have gone blind.
Yeah.
So they scheduled surgery and everything. And he called me back the next week to sit down and explain who I was, and find out that that person ended up getting fired, which was not my goal. But,
but
that's
you correct the problems.
Right. That's an example of what I'm doing.
The VA is stressed. I mean, they don't have the resources they need, and, or whatever, right, is my understanding. But also it's not run very well.
Correct.
From the people that I've spoken to, it can be a nightmare to get service. And this is a debt that we owe these people that we said we would do, and then we're not, as a collective, as a country, we're not living up to it. We've made an agreement, and we're not hitting it.
Correct.
And there are people who can't, like that person, just probably can't advocate for themselves. So you're saying you go in and specifically help individuals.
Yes.
And I am assuming there are other people who do what you do. They advocate, but it's not a paid gig.
No.
I've
been funding myself because I don't ask anything from them. Even if I'm helping them with their benefits, I don't ask anything.
I would assume they need, based on what I've heard from people who've dealt with the VA, friends I know, that it's a challenge even for a person who's got the time and the understanding of the system. Even if you go in and you know what the deal is, even advocating for yourself is difficult. Now, for people that maybe having other issues or whatever, and that they can't advocate for themselves. So I'm assuming you do that.
Yep.
How do people find you and say, "Hey, I need an advocate" or whatever? Or is it just been word of mouth? People
So
have reached
far,
out.
it's been a lot of word of mouth, and they've reached out. I'm having new cards made now that I'm doing this foundation, but I've passed out cards. People have, because my reputation's been building, they've been, you need to contact this person, because if I don't have the answer, I know somebody who does. I'm very open and honest about that. And before I got on the road, I was following Lon Hodge from Operation Fetch. He was also a traveling veteran, Vietnam veteran, and he was local in the area, and his specialty was homeless veterans.
Okay.
And I'd reached out to him, and I'd kind of picked his brain a little bit, and now he's settled down in the Alabama area. And when I was in Mississippi recently, I actually met up with him, kind of picked his brain a little bit some more, and made sure I was doing the right thing, and if I kind of needed to tweak anything. And so we kind of connect once in a while if I have any questions on, if I have any doubts on how I'm handling
he's
things.
doing what you're doing. He's just been doing it. Like, you learned from him, and then hopefully people behind you who want to do this. And I'm assuming most of them would be veterans.
Yes. A lot of us are veterans.
Yeah.
I have not met anybody doing this that is not a veteran.
Yeah, because they know.
Yes.
Yeah. The challenges of the VA.
Yep.
So this is people want to help veterans. I just don't think most people know how. And with your organization you're looking to set up, this would be a way for them to funnel their desire to help through somebody who knows how to help. And you're just saying, look, we could do better, and you want to figure out systemically how to do better.
Correct. Because with what I'm building, it's going to be called Healing Vets on the Move. I'm on the board of 2 nonprofits as well, a Call to Shoulders and Fox Valley Warrior Aid. Fox Valley Warrior Aid distributes PTSD kits. It's falls along with the non-opioid choices. It's kits that have items in it that actually help with the PTSD symptoms.
You can't just give everybody a corgi. I'm sorry. What kind of corgi, Leah?
A tricolor.
A tricolor.
Pembroke.
Tricolored corgi.
Right. But there are,
Cooper
and
off.
that's the other thing is I have a list, I have a database, and when I get ready to hit the road, I have spreadsheets. There are organizations out there like Canine for Warriors, different organizations that have service dogs for free for veterans, especially if they're 100%. Then I have another database that trains the service dogs. And then I actually help the veterans advocate, if they do things just so, the VA has where they can help you offset the cost for your veterinary care.
Yeah.
And a lot of veterans don't know that the VA, that's the other thing is I help the veterans get the information that they need to do things a certain way to help offset the cost of not only their service dog, but caring for their service dog, because the VA doesn't willingly give that information.
This seems like a terrible thing you're trying to do. Help our veterans, you and your little dog too. No, this seems important. And I would think that based on what you've explained to me and what I've heard elsewhere is that more veterans could use advocates in their corner than there are advocates to be in the corner.
Yes,
so
unfortunately,
but that is what you're looking to hopefully do is be that funnel. We talk about homeless veterans and veteran suicide and all the different issues. My understanding is there is help we don't have to have homeless veterans, but veterans are unaware of the help that is there for them. So there needs to be outreach to connect the veterans with the help. But you are trying to pull the veterans in and connect them with things like that.
Right. And there are a lot of us that are homeless, or a lot of us that get to the end of the rope where they feel like they have to take their own life. You feel hopeless by that point, because you're right. Battling with the VA, they put up so many walls. And if you don't know how to advocate for yourself or navigate the VA system, you don't know who to talk to or which avenues to go or how to do things just so, it's almost like you feel beaten down and you give up hope, and then you don't know if there's anybody out there. My goal is there are some of us out there that are advocating. We will teach you the steps.
Well,
we will be there beside you.
In the private sector, just going up against insurance companies is difficult, or figuring out how to pay for your health care, or your, this, that, and the other thing that you got to jump through. It's frustrating. People give up, and that is the insurance company. That's their hope. And then they save the money. With the VA, it's a stressed system. So that stress translates into a lack of proper care, which then you need somebody to jump in on behalf of the veterans. And and then they've got the additional problems that they maybe have because of their experience in the military. So it's as frustrating as out here in the private sector, but also I happen to have, a traumatic brain injury or PTSD or medical issues that aren't being met because of my military. It's exponentially more than we got. And we give up out here. Nobody shot at me in a war zone. And insurance is still you want to give up. So they need somebody that can go in and game the system for them because the system needs to be gamed.
And you mentioned gaming, and that's when I'm helping them with their benefits or advocating in the system when we're at the VA and we're talking with the powers that be, whether it's the patient advocate or whomever. I explain to them, I'm like, you have to trust me when we go in. We're going to have to do it this way. It is a game.
They don't know.
You have to play the VA's game.
And that's the game.
And that's what sucks, that you have to word it that way or you have to do it that way because especially the older veterans, which breaks my heart, they're like, well, they have that mentality that the military, they break you down. They break you down to build you up to be
what they need from you.
Exactly. Because we all go in when we're like, 17, 18 years old, where most people, you guys get to go in and party at that.
I dicked around. I dicked around for a decade or
so.
Right.
Like my daughter, she's
your daughter's dicking around.
Right.
We know that. Oh no, they don't party in Madison.
Right.
No, that never happened.
Right. Whereas we were, your brains don't fully function until you're like 25.
Yeah.
So the military, they take that opportunity to mold you into something different. Then we get out of the military and we're like my analogy is always the brick going through the cement wall to try to fit back into society, right?
Yeah.
Because we didn't have that opportunity. So we still have that mentality, especially the older veterans. They're like, no, I can't fight this. No, we have to do it this way. To get you what you deserve, to get you what you need, to get your needs
they feel like
met.
they can't go back on their
Exactly. And the sad part is there is negligence within the VA. I haven't quite figured out. I have my theories, but there is negligence within the VA, which is I almost died last year, and 10 different VAs failed me. It is actually more common than you think.
Yeah.
And then they're like, well, I can't do anything. Actually, yes, you can. You can sue the VA. You can stand up for yourself.
It's an agreement that we made with the people, and we're coming up short on it. So so you're out there trying to squeeze blood out of the turnip for people that need the blood.
And there's something called the CFR, which is like a book. And I study it all the time. And like I said, if I don't have the answer, I know somebody who does.
Red tape. There you go. You're in the help. So we're going to talk to you about how you want help giving the help. So that's why I had you in here. We're going to take a quick break. Coming up, this is our intern Cleo. Please, no matter what Leah says, please don't sniff.
I didn't tell Lottie this.
Yeah, don't sniff the intern.
No, she smelled so good.
Jeez. Can you stop sniffing people?
You do. What are you wearing?
Okay, get back it off.
It was a Christmas gift. It's called Good Girl.
Yeah,
See?
all right.
That's the best one.
Oh, thank you.
She
Coming
smells
up, three
like
ladies in
Cleo.
the studio all sniffing each other.
What is it? Caroline Herrera. Yes.
Cooper's going to be the dog's going to be over there going, no, you're supposed to go by her butt. You're going to sniff by the butt.
Previously on the Will Rock Morning Show.
And I have mentioned before, which you tell me I can't, that Cleo brings a different scent in here. Like, she smells good.
You can't talk about the intern smelling good.
I was talking
You
to,
can't do that.
who was it? Emily was in from Ron's place on Friday.
Did she smell nice
She
too,
did,
Leah?
and
All
I
right.
said something to her, and
What
then
are you,
I
a
stopped.
dog? Your greeting is to sniff people? Cleo, if she puts her head down by your buttocks, push her away. You have our permission.
When someone tells you you smell good, that's like the best compliment in
And
the
that's
whole wide world.
Really?
Exactly what
Yes.
Emily said. That
Right.
I was like, is that
Right.
weird? Did I just make you uncomfortable? I mean, I'm
No.
not down on my hinds smelling you.
Okay. I'm not down on my hinds smelling you. Yes, if you just bend over, it's fine to sniff the intern's ass.
Oh, it's not.
Yeah.
You
Just
got to be
don't get
standing up
down.
straight.
Don't air quotes get down on your hinds. If you're standing upright, it's okay to sniff the intern. You're good smelling intern. What is that aroma on you? Get a little closer. Oh yeah. No, it's all right. I'm standing upright.
Exactly.
You smell good from the upright. Oh, I bet in the prone position you'd smell even better. But I'm not doing that.
Why you gotta make it weird?
This is appropriate. Well, I'm making it weird.
Yeah.
You're explaining how it's okay to sniff interns, and I'm
I'm
making
not
it
saying
weird.
I sniff her, but she smells good. It's
At
a compliment.
distance, you smell
you.
good.
Thank you.
I just happen to pick up your aroma.
I can tell when she's here. Okay,
all
like
right,
I
all
walk.
right.
That's the best compliment
Yeah.
ever.
Cleo is in the building. How can you tell, Leah? My spider sense is tingling. All right.
Point being, I was gonna ask. No,
I'm
this
sure
is
it's another
awkward.
inappropriate. Oh, this is awkward. Not the part about you sniffing the intern. All
Do
right.
you shower daily?
Oh my God!
Yes.
Yes. Would you like some company? I want to know where we get that aroma. I will wash and rinse your hair. Is there conditioner? We'll leave it in for a few minutes so you get that nice shiny hair. Do you
Wash,
shower?
rinse, repeat.
When and where do you shower?
Nope. Now
It's
you
a
just
new
took
bit.
a
It's a
step
new bit. You're asking the intern if she showers after talking
for
about
a
sniffing her.
reason.
All
For
right.
a reason.
All right. When was the last time you had a bowel movement, Cleo? Can you describe what it looked like in the bowl? Would you say it had a decent consistency? Can
Too
you get
far.
Can you get Leah a sample next time?
Too far.
Well, it's nothing medical. She just collects them from the interns.
Yeah.
What are you doing? You can't ask any of the. Did you get any of the training? You didn't get
Too
any
far.
of it. All right.
Because we joke about the fact I don't shower daily.
No, not at all. And generally, she's wearing the clothes that she slept in.
I put these on today, this
See,
morning
and
when I
this
woke
is-
up.
She thinks this is better that she
Yeah.
says this. She said with a tone of pride, I put new clothes on this morning. Oh, did you? Wow. Is it a special occasion?
I almost wore my new PJs in because I really
Wow.
like them.
Oh, yeah.
You'll be happy to know I threw out my stained white pants.
Oh, man. That was a great day mall walking last week. Me and the homeless lady shuffling through the mall with debris all over her, smelling
I
like
look like I
garbage.
climbed right out of the trash.
She is, when you're going to the store and you hope you don't run into anybody. Leah, no F's given.
No.
She's walking through a building with 80 stores in it.
Who's
I
gonna
hope I
find
run
me?
into the neighbors so they reinforce the idea that I'm crazy. And when I show up, they back the F off. Yeah. There's the
Oh.
crazy lady in the Sanford and Son yard with the goo on her pants. All right.
The reason I ask about the shower.
Oh, there's a story, too.
There's a story because it's
For-
the happy hour news.
For smelly Cleo, the intern with the reasonable bowel movement.
It turns out your daily shower might be doing more harm than good.
Okay, this is where she turns it on us clean people. Leah's right. Once a month, good enough. One and done.
While most Americans hit the shower once a day, I am not once a month. All right. Some even twice.
She's like once every third month. Wait.
Doctors say that it could be overkill and possibly really bad for your skin. So, according to dermatologists, unless you're doing serious workouts or truly getting grimy, showering just 3 times a week.
Yeah.
3
She's
to
so
4
proud
times.
of this.
This is my schedule,
Yeah.
3 to 4 times a week. I also think it's a brown hair, like a brunette and blonde
I
thing.
don't wash my hair every day. I wash
Okay.
my hair like once or twice a
That's
week.
why you're stinky. Let me smell it, Cleo. Can I smell
She
your hair?
smells great.
Let me smell your hair that you only wash. Yeah, can I smell your hair, Cleo? Who wants an internship? All right. But you're saying 3 times a week. But they say if you like work out or whatever, I shower
No,
every day.
We're
But-
talking. No, they
but
say serious workouts.
I mall walk every day.
That's not a serious
No, it's not the
workout.
mall walk. I do it with a lady who smells like garbage, and I get some transference onto me from the debris on her clothes.
So while skipping your shower might feel lazy, Tom, science says it's smart.
I like showering, so.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Cleo, do you shower? When do you shower? Yeah,
daily,
often you
apparently.
shower, yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, I like to condition your hair. Apparently, we can say anything we want to the interns. So, thank you for that, Leah. Cleo, run. She tries to sniff your butt. Get the hell out of Dodge.
Unless I'm standing up.
The Will Rock Morning Show. Mornings will rock.
So that's the show that you've come into, and you
saw what I found, right?
You've been warned. What? Oh, fragrance outlet, $50. Now we can all smell the same.
She's going to go get herself some good girl stuff.
If the three of you wear the same perfume, then nobody smells good. Because you all smell the same.
I don't know the next time the three of us will all be in the room together, though.
All right.
At least in this small of a space.
I don't understand fragrance. The only fragrance I've owned in my life was Polo back in the 80s and early 90s because that's what everybody wore.
So you don't have like a thing that you spray on you?
Light blue is the other one, and because I was told that Chris Perfect, the bass player from Modern Day Romeos, smelled good. So I have like 3 different size bottles of that.
Yeah.
That I never wear. Yeah. Okay. That's why I guess I'm stinky. But also when I show up here, at least you're not sniffing me.
I don't sniff, but I'm not like up on her. Like you make me sound so creepy.
Well, when you talk about the aroma of other people, it's creepy.
They said that there's no higher compliment.
There is no higher compliment. But so I should go up to people and go, you smell good.
No,
hey, in that kind of voice, that sounds sexy.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
all right.
You should not
Keep your
do
pants
that.
on.
But like to be like, hey, what are you wearing? You smell really good.
What
oh my gosh, thank you.
Oh my gosh, thank you. Not get away from me, you freak.
Well, if you do it in a certain way.
Yeah.
Right. I didn't cross the line,
Right.
Lottie, did I?
Right.
No.
Well, yes, but the clip you just heard yesterday, she remained upright, but she's sniffing Cleo's butt because that's how dogs greet each other.
I doubt Leah was doing that.
No.
I'm not
All
a
right.
butt sniffer.
Cleo, you smell really good.
Thank you.
See, that's perfect.
To the intern. All right. I had all this training, and that is definitely over the line. They have all this training, and one of the things is for me to say to the intern, Cleo, you smell good.
Well, when you do it like that, because I just saw your facial expressions, that's a little creepy.
Different. Yeah.
Cleo, you smell good.
Oh,
See, there isn't a good one. That made her.
I
made
like
it
your
uncomfortable.
facial expression.
and you as a person.
I want you to, while we're mall walking today, go up to some strangers and tell them they smell good.
That would be so different, Tom.
Okay, they have to be.
Like in my area.
Oh, if they're in your area, then you can
because
talk
if I'm
about
just
their...
walking by them and I get a whiff,
Hey, you smell good.
Hey, how you smell? Sometimes I will be like, hey, cute shirt, cute shoes.
Yeah, it's a really cute shirt.
That's not weird. You're weird.
Those are nice shoes.
You're making it weird.
That's a good dress. It look good on the floor next to my bed.
Right, exactly. I'm not saying, ooh, you smell good. I wonder what you smell like asleep.
Right. Or if they walk by and you get a whiff, that scent smells great.
Hey,
what is that?
What
are you wearing?
All right,
yeah.
we're going to give it a try today while we're mall walking.
We'll see.
So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
All right, 8:34.
Rainy and 70s for today, 64 overnight, 83 and sunny for tomorrow. It's 65 in Racine and 70 in Crystal Lake. And a hotel in Virginia got a surprise guest. That story is on the way after the 95 WIIL Rock, 95 second update. Brought to you by Plumbers and Steam Fitters, UA Local 118. Plumbers, Steam Fitters, and HVAC techs in southeastern Wisconsin. A 39-year-old Park City man, Marshall Hayes, was arrested after authorities seized over 40 grams of crack cocaine, nearly 10 grams of fentanyl-laced heroin, and a loaded gun from his home. He faces 8 charges, including drug trafficking and being a felon in possession of a weapon. A pickup truck led police on a low-speed pursuit in Gurnee Tuesday evening, ending in a fiery multi-vehicle crash that injured several people, including 2 children. The driver, suspected of being intoxicated, was taken into custody after crashing into multiple vehicles. WIIL Rock Sports. Brought to you by Pratt's Chimney Service. Chimney leaking, call Pratt's today for a free estimate. It was the Cubs over the Brewers, the Cardinals over the White Sox. Florida Panthers finish it off. They are back-to-back Stanley Cup champions. Chicago Sky fell to Washington Mystics. Game 6 of the NBA Finals tomorrow with OKC leading the Indiana Pacers 3-2. And finally, it wasn't a hotel. It was actually a motel, if that makes any difference.
It does. It does.
Because there's hotel, motel, Holiday Inn. Yeah. Well, this is in Virginia, and it's
But
it's just a
motel is Lottie goes around the country. Motel is seedier.
A little.
Right? Yeah. If you got an exterior door, it's a little seedier.
Yeah. Usually.
We stayed at one where they had an exterior door and an interior door. And I thought, this not only this is seedy, this is, if I'm going to do crimes, this is where I want to stay. Because I got a door out the back.
See?
And the police don't expect that. When they see the outer door, they're like, we got this sucker.
Got this guy, yeah.
But then there's a hallway door, and you're like, sucker.
And I want to stay there for safety precautions because you always want 2 exits when you're in a room, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
You've overthought this.
I
But
have,
based on your criminal past, I understand. So.
Oh, yeah. I should tell you guys the story about what happened to me in Texas.
Coming up with Lottie, the Texas story.
I want to hear that.
Yeah.
Well, there was an unusual guest at this motel in Virginia. And I think a little bit of Florida is lurking into
Creeping
Virginia.
in, yeah.
Ooh.
There was a cop radioing it in, and it was an alligator. So he's letting people know there's an alligator outside, and there was one woman who was outside with her dog and did not want to go inside.
Are you getting your audio clips from a porn site?
He wanted to see it.
Do you hear the music in the
Yeah, I
background?
don't know
now?
what's up
and
with
it
that.
sounds dirty. It's like, you want to go in the hotel with the alligator and lay down next to it.
It was Jack Harlow.
This sounds like a porn. Listen to the music in the background.
I know the song.
Oh, you know the music.
It's Jack Harlow.
Okay. Leah's favorite porn track. So the lady wanted. He said, I would bring your dog inside, or I wouldn't.
She's letting him know, I would bring your dog inside. And she said,
there's an alligator.
I know, I want to see it.
Oh.
That's what she replied back.
The alligator?
She wanted to
With her
see the
dog.
alligator. Her and her dog were taking a trip to go see the alligator.
They're there specifically, her and her little snack on a leash as far as the
That's
alligator
what I
goes.
was going to say.
What?
That alligator is going to have that.
It's delicious.
Like that. And then also when he calls in and radios in and says there's an alligator, and she goes, how big is it? And he says, if I laid down next to it, it would be 6.
That's how you measure
That's
gators.
how you measure. You gotta lay down.
Yeah. As tall as me if I lay next to it.
Like, what?
Well, now listen. If you're laying next to a gator, you gotta be Big Spoon. Don't let the gator be Big Spoon.
Oh, no.
Because you wake up in the morning, there'll only be the Big Spoon.
to Hagen Homes for quality new home construction you'll love to live with.
For more info on concerts, events, and everything that rocks, go to 95willrock.com.
Are we good with shop? You guys are done with the shopping talk?
No.
I just don't want to interrupt.
No, probably never.
Yeah, all right. There's a lot of shopping talk going on.
After we got done talking about your suit.
I got to buy my suit.
Yeah.
For my wedding. Not my wedding, but I'm
I was
officiating
like,
a
oh, you're
wedding
getting
Friday.
married?
I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah, I make some pretty dumb decisions on that front. I'm 0 for 2 on marriage attempts. So no, I was looking at suits yesterday or whatever. So that was my shot. They pawned me off too. Then for a haircut, they just walked away.
I asked if you wanted us to stay. Did you get a sucker?
When the elderly guy wanders off mall walking, you're supposed to loop back and retrieve him. We do it for Phil, but we don't do it for me.
You look like you were on a mission, though.
I needed a haircut. Did you see they trimmed my beard
Yes.
and everything? This is
It
the best my
looks so
facial hair's
good.
ever looked.
Yeah.
Normally I just grow it out, but this has been worked on.
I was
So,
gonna say you look a little more
the
presentable.
Yeah,
Suave
put
and
together,
debonair.
right?
Thank you. It'll last a day or two. So you guys are talking about shopping. Say what because Cleo brought it up, the intern, and then you were like, "Is that blah blah blah?" And then Lottie's like, "Oh, is that?" So you guys, this is a thing, and you said it like it was a common thing that everybody knew, and I've never even heard these words together.
Free People is a brand, and it's very expensive.
Free people.
Free People.
So
Yeah.
there's irony there. Free people is very expensive.
Yes.
They suckered me in
With free.
for free, and then it's very. And what is it? It's clothes.
It's clothes. Yeah.
Okay.
They have all
And it's
different kinds.
fashionable.
Yeah.
And Cleo said it was $100 and some, and she got it for $40.
On
There's the thing-
Amazon, it's on sale.
and this is going to sound sexist, but it is what it is. Here's the thing with women and shopping is that you guys know the price of everything that you've ever purchased. And not only the price, you know how much you saved on it.
Always.
You will say what you spent, how much it is originally.
Yeah.
And then the way you're talking about it, it sounds like you think that if I bought enough of that, I'd be rich. Because you talk about it like you're making money. You know, if we just bought 300 of these, we'd be.
It's girl math.
So
Yeah.
So a good place to find free people for cheap is
So
Amazon.
Amazon has it. Well, was that a dupe or was it an actual? That
So
was a dupe.
is
Okay.
fake,
So
which
and
is
then-
how you tried to buy your chairs and you got screwed.
Not yet. I
So
haven't
let's have
gotten
the
my
intern
chairs
buy
yet.
you chairs.
Okay.
All right.
I got some Free People dupes from Target too. So Target also and Walmart people will post videos like Free People dupe.
Are we is dupe is we're doing kid talk now? You're trying to fit in with the
No,
with the
I'm
dupe means
Copy.
a deal.
Copy,
Oh, a
yeah.
copy.
See?
Like you tried to buy dupe chairs. It wasn't Wayfair. It was like
Wayfair.
Wayfair. It added a letter. Sometimes dupe doesn't work. Yeah. Okay. I feel like I'm up to date on shopping. Let's talk to Lottie now. Hey, I act like you guys are doing all this distracting stuff, but the whole time during the break, I'm just all over the dog. So you go around with Cooper, you go around the country, you advocate for people in the VA. And obviously we've made the point, I think we've driven it home, that people in the VA system generally will need an advocate because of how gorked up it is.
Yes.
And you want to set up your organization so there's some support for what you do, and we can do more of it and do it better and more efficiently is what you're hoping to do with your new organization.
Correct.
All right. And it's called
Healing Vets on the Move.
they must be running out of names for these things because it's got vets and this and but
Right.
that's very good. You go around the country and you're helping vets heal because there's a lot of different organizations. And you want to know how to help. So which organization, if this sounds appealing to people to help, are you looking for people to help yet, or you're just getting rolling?
I actually, thanks to Chris Acker, I hope I said his name right.
Yep.
Please don't.
You did.
He's Jeeps for 22, right? Did I
Jeeps
get-
for Vets.
Jeeps for Vets.
Yeah, we've had Chris in here
yeah.
recently.
Right.
He
Yeah.
actually
Yeah.
had me be a guest speaker. I'm actually a suicide survivor myself, so he had me speak on his event recently. And he has my website up and running. Healing Vets on the Move is more about more than just what I'm doing. It's going to be based on funding for to directly support service member veterans and first responders by funding personalized mental health and trauma recovery resources to include the PTSD kits, the therapeutic outings, and peer-led activities based on real-world feedback. Because I've been doing this funding all on my own. I've been funding the PTSD kits for, well, not all of them, but when I run across veterans that I'm like, oh, you need this PTSD kit for the.
What is in a PTSD kit? If I could stop you, does everybody get a corgi?
No, unfortunately, no. But if I do know of a organization that has corgis and they meet Cooper and they're like, that's going to be a good fit. And I do know of an organization that will be on the list that I hand out. I'll circle it and I'll be like, contact them right away and speak to this person. I think they have 1 or 2 corgis that might be a good fit for you.
All right.
So
that's just part of it, is helping people, but and then in a PTSD kit is it's customized to the person.
No, we do have them fill out surveys so that we know if if the items in there are working, or if there's something that's not working and repeatedly we see that they're not being used, like the ice masks that are in there. We're finding that that's not being used as much as other things, so we're going to take it out and replace it with something else.
All right.
But for example, we have these heated neck and shoulders that can be either cooled or heated. That's been a big hit. The satin pillowcases, we've noticed those have been a big hit, especially for myself. With I have insomnia and anxiety, so the satin pillowcases have been a big hit. Lavender spray. Because we all are on different forms of medication, whether it's for
lavender makes me happy.
Yes.
The smell.
Yes.
Is that like lilacs make lavender spray or
I
smell,
believe
or,
that,
or lavender is a specific plant, but
yes,
but it smells like lilac.
Makes me
smell about the
sleepy.
same.
Yeah, it
It's
does.
supposed
It
to,
helps,
though. It's
and it's
supposed
got
to
a
mellow
calming
you out.
effect. So
Yeah.
you can spray it on your bedding. You can spray it on your pillowcases.
Lavender
especially
and
if you have the
lilac
lavender,
are two things that just smell so good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and then we've got the we've got different size pill kits so that you can keep track. Like if we've got a set, like if you have to take them 3 times a day, then got a week, and then they're broken down so you have them all. Because sometimes if you, especially if you have a TBI, you have memory issues.
So you've been financing these out of pocket, and you want to be able to have more of them,
right? Well, and not all of them, because they're free. We never charge a veteran on the board that I'm on for Fox Valley Warrior Aid. They don't have to pay, and we're including children now as well of the family members.
You put children in PTSD kits? Where are you getting these children? This seems inappropriate. A corgi's one thing, but you can't give kids out.
We have kits specifically designed for children.
Yeah.
So even adults get the fidget spinners. We're finding that the fidget spinners help for anxiety.
Right.
So they have different items in the kits. Off the top of my head, I should have had a list in my notes, but
yes,
I don't.
You're doing horribly. No, you're doing great. You're doing great.
And then they have the little veterans are used to them. They have the little, kit, similar to our bags that we got in the military when you first got out of basic training, to have all your stuff in them. So you can put everything in there.
You're not making people do rucksack marches, are you?
No, but it's easier if you're going somewhere, you put everything in there. So, and then they also get their little service ducks for the branch of service.
That's cool. That's very cool. So you're setting up an organization. You want to do better at what or not better, but you want to go big.
Correct. Yeah.
There's more need than there is, and you are looking for help. And so that's why you're setting this up.
Yes. And then for the outings, because we've noted before I got Cooper, I was agoraphobic. I didn't really leave. Not a lot of people.
Agoraphobic means she was afraid of everything.
Well,
right?
I didn't really leave my condo much unless it was for important things for my daughter. And a lot of people didn't know that about me. They're like, you were isolating that much, but you were so active on social media. Well, yeah, that was safe. I didn't have to leave my condo.
Yeah.
And then I got Cooper, and slowly but surely I was able to get out and get active because I knew he had my back. He was like, like I had my own little military person, that had my 6 kind of thing. That's military term. I got your 6, I got your back. And so, now I'm social and I'm out there. So, but yeah, so now I'm out there, I'm doing my thing, but now, so these outings, they will actually, I've been funding these outings when I'm out for a gun range. We love our gunpowder and lead therapy, right? So
the smell is familiar and comforting.
Yeah. Well, and then you get to have camaraderie because we understand each other. So like, it'll fund the outings, like to get, and my idea is to have each board member take a turn so that it's fair. Each board member take a turn on getting the veterans out there and socializing with those veterans, and it funds that outing, whether it's equestrian therapy, whether it's the gunpowder and lead therapy, whether it's even
Whatever
going
they
to a
need.
movie. Whatever they
Yeah,
need.
yeah.
Things that the
All right.
veterans have told me that have actually helped them. Not wasting time or money on what's not helping them, but these are things that have actually they've said, and I've got a little spreadsheet on my laptop that these are the things that are helping. And then organizations that there are retreats out there, but sometimes the veterans have to pay. So like then it will actually fund a veteran if they say, hey, I want to go to this retreat or this organization, but it's not actually going to cover my travel cost. Then I have the money that's not
All
coming out of my own pocket, but that will fund that veteran to be able to go to what they need to go to.
Sounds terrible. Anyway, no, this is all very good because so many people want to help and they don't know how. And I think you're helping them in that this would be an opportunity to get involved, maybe financially, maybe through putting some work into it.
Because I need to create a board.
And then on the other end, you know how to help people with whatever you. So we'll talk about what you're looking for specifically if people want to get involved and help
Great.
you coming
Thank
up
you.
next. And then I will pet your dog some more and you can go. If you forget the dog here, you forget the dog here. How to help Lottie out with her new organization, which is called, say it again.
Healing Vets on the Move.
Healing Vets on the Move. We'll tell you how you can get involved coming up next. It's 8:53.
Rainy and 70s for today.
All right. Your Find Your Beach Cabin Fever bar tour with Corona rolls on this Thursday night. Lia is going to be at JJ Twigs in Wakanda. This is the best odds of all the ways to win your way onto the Cabin Fever getaway is these Corona events. We got 16-ounce cans of Corona Extra and Premier on special. Your chance to qualify for the CFG. We'll pick somebody this Thursday night for that. And then also tickets for that Chevelle show with Asking Alexandria, September 11th at the Rave. That's this Thursday night, tomorrow night, starting at 7. We're off tomorrow, but Leah will be there at 7 tomorrow night at JJ Twigs, North Old Rand Road in Wakanda with Corona and Will Rock. My wind therapy really works. It really clears out my brain when I'm out riding the motorcycle. Did it again yesterday. It's 2 days in a row. Went for a lunchtime ride. If you don't have the bike and you've been thinking about it, stop putting it off. You're wasting precious riding time. And House of Harley Davidson has the motorcycle you want. As a matter of fact, if you don't know what kind of bike you want, the big Harley Davidson demo fleet is rolling into House of Harley Davidson during the homecoming rally, July 10th through the 12th. Every single day between 10 and 4, you can go out and do a demo ride, free demo rides. Of course, they got food and drinks and vendors and all sorts of fun going on at House of Harley Davidson for the hometown rally. So get details about that. Plus, if you're looking for a motorcycle, they've got them on the floor right now at House of Harley. I'm on a 2025 Street Glide from House of Harley Davidson. You're going to find the exact bike you want. Whether it's new or pre-ridden, they've got it. Big charity firefighters ride is this Saturday. They've updated where the ride is leaving from. It's going to leave from the fire academy, which if you've never been on this ride, it used to be we'd always start at house, ride to the fire academy, watch the kids put out some fires and climb some ladders and use the axe and all that stuff. This time it's starting at the training academy. It's the Milwaukee Fire Department Training Academy on Teutonia there in Milwaukee. The ride starts there. Kickstands up at 10 Saturday morning for the ride to house for the after party. If you want to know about that or any upcoming rides, including the Fisher House rides, which help the VA, you can get in on that. We're going to be doing that during the hometown rally. Find out more. Get signed up. HouseofHarleyDavidson.com. House of Harley Davidson on Layton in Greenfield. Lottie, do you know Fisher House? Do you know the Fisher House?
Yes, sir, I do.
I love the Fisher House.
I do too.
The Fisher House is like the Ronald McDonald House, but for the VA. When you got a veteran that's got to go to the VA hospital, a lot of times these veterans got to travel like far, far away, whether it be their local VA is not so local or they need some kind of specialty treatment and they got to go away. They got to go to the VA, and you don't want to go alone. You want to have your family there. And the family is expensive, going to a hotel and it's impersonal. You go to the Fisher House, it's like the Ronald McDonald House. You stay there for free. They got the kitchen, they got the comfortable accommodations, but also they have other families that have somebody in the VA. So then you're not alone, which is a big part of it. And it's people that are going through the same thing you are. So it's kind of like having, people that understand what's going on, which is what you're doing, but on a more VA centered thing, that they're not alone, that you can gobble up the red tape and stuff like that from your organization, which is called, again,
Healing Vets on the Move.
See, she had HVOM. Healing Vets
on the Move.
On the OTM. Tom. Oh, we're in Handmaid's Tale now. Tom. So you're just getting off the ground with this. What are you looking for? How can people help you, or what do you need from? I've already said you're looking for people on your board, which is just people that will help with let's vote on this and let's. Right. But I also, help you get organized. And you'd want to set up as a 501c3.
Correct.
So you have a lawyer for that?
No, not yet.
All right. If you're a lawyer and you want to help and you know how to set one of those up,
that'd be great.
Send me an email, tom@95wheelwreck.com, and I'll get you in touch with Lottie. But what else are you looking for?
Any type of funding that because there's also a call to shoulders. Like I said, I'm on the board for Call to Shoulders, Fox Valley Warrior Aid. That way veterans can get into Call to Shoulders, and it would help the funding for that, where they can use their hands on the lathe to make a pen with a service ribbon. That I took veterans, group of us, there were 5 of us total that went out there. Let me tell you, where that was freaking phenomenal, making pen, having service ribbon on there, and I treated them to lunch and everything out there. And the thing about Call to Shoulders is it's not just a one outing. If you want to do that out there, and it's a way to create a skill, and Greg will set you up where you can make the pens, and then connect you with the local store. You can sell the pens to buy your own lathe. Like the proceeds will
yeah.
all go to that veteran. So, funding to have veterans out there.
This seems like a good idea. It seems like a solid plan.
To go out there. So the funding to have veterans out there, so it's not coming out of my own pocket. Funding for the PTSD kits to get into veterans' hands. Funding for other veterans for outings, for therapeutic purposes, for equestrian therapy, for gunpowder and lead therapy, things that veterans that have had solid feedback that actually help them.
It sounds like you have a solid plan for what to do, and you can continue doing what you're doing and the going around and advocating. You need a lawyer to help you set up a 501c3, and I think you need a website. You need somebody to build you a website.
Well, I've got the website built.
Right.
Chris Acker for Jeeps for Vets.
He did that for you.
He did that for me.
Good guy.
So yes, he's amazing.
Yeah,
He's been very supportive. I know he's going to be on the board. I just for a 501c3, I think we need a total of 5 or 6. I'm correct. So I need,
which is a good. If you're looking to help an organization, see if they are that, because then there's certain criteria that has to be followed, and you just feel better with where your effort or your money is going.
Correct.
Because the board is looking at everything they're doing to make sure everything's on the up and up, and you want to feel comfortable when you're doing that. So it's not
transparency.
Just you. Yeah.
And then when I'm on the road, then there's people here that are making sure everything's not going to fall apart, because then I'm on the road helping the veterans, and then there's still people here. That's important to me. I don't want to go on the road and have this fall apart.
The more veterans charities we can get out there doing the work, the better, because there is definitely a need, and you want to, and you speak with passion. You've been doing this on your own, and I would trust you, and I would invest my time and effort into you, and I've committed to doing that. If other people want to do that, if they want to help you, if there's a corporate sponsor that might want to get involved, or if there's a lawyer that wants to help you set up your 501c3, or people that want to get on your board or help just on the ground when you're, how can they get in touch with you, and how can we? Before I let you go, Cooper's staying, by the way, but you can go.
Well, I'm on Facebook, and I actually have a business email now, healingvetsonthemove@gmail.com.
Healingvetsonthemove@gmail.com.
Yes.
All right. And you can, if you'd missed that and you want to get it again, you just email me, Tom@95WIILRec.com, or you want to find Lottie's Facebook and all of that stuff. That is posted on mine right now, and we'll tag you in the post from TomTube. We've been on video all today, and we appreciate you doing this, and I'm looking forward to being involved. I think people got to step up and be part of the community. It takes a village on many different things, and this is one of them, was getting our vets the help they need.
I want no more dead friends.
Yeah, there you go, and no more dead friends, which is not the greatest catchphrase, but it's a great mission statement.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah. I just
maybe whatever it is, what it is. Let's be upfront about it. You know?
I know. I know it's not a great catchphrase, but it drives the point home.
Right. Maybe it is a great catchphrase. Let's not sugarcoat it, with the veterans that are
talking about it, ending the stigma.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
That's people often ask me, why are you so open and transparent? I want to end the stigma. And if my face has to be out there to end that stigma, then so be it.
That's the point I've tried to make boss, not in the military, but my boss is aware of my own difficulties and struggles. They're like, you got to be happy instead. People don't want to. I go, I don't care. I hear more from people that are like, thanks for saying that things suck for you sometimes, because they suck for me, and that helps. Just be out there, be honest, or whatever. And you're definitely doing that. And thank you for giving us the dog. It's a wonderful thing. I just, and if you want to help, get in touch with Lottie or me, and we'll steer you in the right direction. Let's get this off the ground and have another way to help our veterans.
Thank you.
It's one thing to throw a ribbon on your car. It's another thing to, actually get out and do something.
That's the thing. Don't just speak, walk the walk if you're going to talk the talk.
It's an agreement we've made with people who've, put their ass on the line for us. And I think we need to do a better job of fulfilling our end of the agreement as the citizenry. So thank you very much for your service.
Thank you for having me.
In Space Force. We appreciate that. I know you're in the Army. Okay.
Air Force.
Marines. I got it. All right.
I'm not
Air
the
Force. There's the Air Force, because nothing can stop the U.S. Air Force, right?
And plus, I looked good in blue.
Yeah. Air Force does have pretty snappy uniforms. There you go. Thank you for coming in this morning.
Thank you for having me.
If you want to know more, shoot her or me an email. You can find that information on our Facebook, and also if you go to 95WIILRec.com right now, the TomTube of today is up and running. You can get the info right there as well. It is 9:07.
Rainy 70s for today, 64 overnight, 83 and sunny for tomorrow. It's 72 in Woodstock and 68 in Gurnee. It is time for the 95 WIIL Rec. 95-second update. A woman was hospitalized with moderate injuries after crashing her SUV into a tree near Woodstock Tuesday morning. The heavily damaged vehicle went off the road and struck a tree, and the McHenry County Sheriff's Office is investigating. A woman was found dead from an apparent gunshot wound in a field near Woodstock Tuesday morning, prompting an active investigation by the McHenry County Sheriff's Office. Authorities say there is no threat to the public and the incident remains under investigation. WIIL Rock Sports. Brought to you by Windy City Rooter. They drain your pipes, not your wallet. Chicago Cubs win over the Milwaukee Brewers 5-3. White Sox roughed up by the Cardinals in a 12-2 loss. Florida Panthers down Edmonton Oilers for back-to-back Stanley Cup titles. Chicago Sky fell to Washington Mystics. Game 6 of the NBA Finals tomorrow with OKC leading the Indiana Pacers 3-2.
All right, we still have the golf club swing.
Yeah, we do.
New and improved golf club swing, thanks to Wayne. There's the yell for and everything coming up before we're out of here at 10. Also, Sunshine State Update. We haven't been to Florida yet. That is on the way. Oh, and the best clown of all the clowns, Drug Clown. Remember Drug Clown?
I remember him. He was in the news yesterday.
My Hitler impression might have a little competition. We'll hear that next on Will Rock.
Previously on the WIIL.
A Zion man wanted for selling fentanyl near a Waukegan school was arrested after tripping and somersaulting into a pond while fleeing police in Gurnee.
Is he a clown?
It sounds like it.
Oh, I've fallen, boys and girls. Oh, don't pick up my drugs. You haven't given me any money. Who wants to get high and die? Oh, I'm falling. What's the guy's name?
Zaquan Moore.
I'm Zaquan, the drug clown. He tripped and fell near a...
And somersaulted.
Oh, pond! Damn these drug dealer clown shoes. It's a drug dealing clown. That's the clown, the drug dealing clown, boys and girls. Reach into my pocket, get yourself some meth. Oh, that's not meth. The hell? He's a A somersault.
Oh, he's not a good clown.
I was trying to do a round off. I need to practice. Whatever. That might be my new favorite impression of mine. Saquon the drug dealing clown.
Oh, yeah.
The police showed up in a clown car, took him away. Bye, boys and girls. I'll be back to 5 to 7. Somersault into a pond. Pulling rabbits out of his hat. He's got scarves coming out of his coat and bags of meth on the other side. Well, that was fun. Anywho, that was exhausting.
Are you good now?
I go lay down.
It's exhausting being a clown.
Glad I got that out of my system.
WIIL Rack Sports.
All right.
Brought to you by
Are you
Plumbers and
mad at me?
Steamfitters.
Am I too much? Do I need
I'm
to
not
be quiet?
mad at
I
you.
can turn my mic off and
No,
just sit quietly.
You're good. You want to do any other?
No,
You got to catch your breath.
yeah, that's a tough one.
I'm
Saquon
mad
the
at
drug
you.
dealing clown. Yeah.
Mornings on Will Rock.
Whoa.
Tom and Leah, 5 to 10.
No doy. The Rock Station.
Offspring. Will Rock, Tom and Lia, Will Rock Morning Show 924. I like Lottie, and I really like her dog. But she's like taken her experiences and turned it into doing something. So
Talk the talk, walk the walk.
there you go. And she goes everywhere. I've been following her on Facebook, and she was in Canada, and she was in like Virginia, and she's going, but she's like all around.
Yeah.
Like, do you have a home? But she
No,
doesn't.
she sold all of her
literally
stuff.
doesn't.
Yeah. To do this.
Yeah. So
That's
good
great.
on her. Good on her, because there are so many veterans that need so much help. And it's, we try and do what we can. And a lot of people would like to help, but don't know how. And so hopefully she's setting up an organization. If you want to get involved, let me know, and we'll hook you up with her, and hopefully we can get her some help helping others. We're the funnel. It's 9:25.
70s today, looking at a pretty rainy day, possible chance of storms now as well. 64 overnight, 83 and sunny for tomorrow. All I hear in that,
83 and sunny tomorrow.
No,
What?
Today's going to be a good napping day.
I like that.
Unless you help write the wedding I'm doing on Friday
No,
instead of
thanks.
napping. Oh.
71 in Spring Grove. Yeah, no thanks. I'm napping that day. 67 in Waukegan. It is time for the 95 WIIL Rock Happy Hour news. And it's hard to just flip a switch and do this, but if you can manage it, it might make you happy forever.
I am happy. I've been told by management here
So
that I am
happy.
happy.
Drugs bad.
Drugs bad. I'm so happy.
A new study in the Netherlands found that there's one trait that makes us happier no matter how old we are. It's true whether you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, even
You
80s.
can't talk about doing that in front of the intern.
What?
Well, I don't know. What were you going to talk about?
Not that.
Oh, okay.
All you
right,
have
all
to
right,
do
all right, yeah.
if you want to be happier.
Is it murder then?
No,
All
no.
right, that would be. So it's not
All you have to do
playing with yourself. It's not murder. I don't know what.
is learn to trust people more.
I don't know if you've been out in the world lately, but
that proves my point. I ignore that stuff and I'm happy.
yeah. Right up to the point where it's the fan and you are ill prepared,
Unaware.
Ill
Prepared and unaware.
Ill prepared and unaware. You just
And
want it
happy.
to suddenly end.
Blissfully.
What was that bright flash? All right.
Well, what's worrying about it gonna do?
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
Nothing matters. Just be nice to people and hope for the best.
If you have a trusting attitude, it makes you feel happier and more satisfied with life.
Yeah.
And it gets easier and easier the more you do it.
Yeah, absolutely. This is my attitude, Yeah. Well, no, it's the drugs, but
Okay.
yeah, I mean, but they bolster the attitude. Okay. No, I'm kidding. Drugs bad, kids.
I'm so happy.
And I'm so happy until they can be taxed. And I'm talking about the drugs and the happiness. The government will figure out a way to get you on both ends.
Sinus and Snoring MD, those are the people that you want to talk to, Dr. Swardlin and his team. If you're struggling with the sinuses or the snoring or the allergies, I found someone on Facebook had posted a picture of their allergy test and it just looked like, I'm like, what? I don't know what's going on here. That's not how it was done for me, at least. It was a scratch test, painless on my arm. And I was able to find out what I was allergic to in the environment and in my household. And it took 15 minutes to find that out. And then about a week later, I went back to the office. I go to the Kenosha location and they created these drops specifically for me. I bring them home, I put them under my tongue, and over time, those allergies, they go away. They desensitize you to those allergies. 4 locations, Kenosha, Oak Creek, Mount Prospect, and Lombard. Give them a call to schedule an appointment at either of those locations, 262.
Any of those locations.
Yeah, 444-0095. We're not being grammatically correct here.
Obviously.
Or online at sinusandsnoringmd.com.
Just don't want to scare people into thinking they closed 2 down. Anyway, multiple locations. Many locations.
Oh, I can't even think right now. I have the worst cramps. I don't care if you don't want to listen about it. I listen to your stuff, so I have cramps. It happens. The female population is out there just suffering.
I'm terrified right now.
You should be.
I didn't say anything, and I just got like smacked down.
be.
I didn't.
All right.
I didn't say a damn thing, and the
Get this
claws are
winner.
out. All right, you're wiggling in your chair. All right,
I gotta go.
lady problems. See, and she knows I can't say anything. So
You can't.
yeah, there's because anyway. Hi, Will Rock.
Good morning, Tom, Leah, and Lottie.
No, Leah left. Lottie's gone. It's just me and the intern because Leah's got cramps. Do you want to hear more about it? Because I've got to. No.
Don't need to hear more about the cramp.
All right. You're caller number 2. You're caller number 10. Congratulations.
Calling from the Psychedelic Science Conference in Denver.
You're in Denver? You're listening to us in Denver?
Oh, yeah.
The psychedelic
But I'll
what?
be back in
The
time for the
psychedelic what conference? Yeah.
Psychedelic Science Conference.
Psychedelic
2025.
Science
Google it.
Conference. All right. Google it. If they're giving out samples, bring them back. Okay. Denver.
Well, we're going to be out here all week.
You'll
studying
think it's
class.
always Shroomin. All right. Hold on the line. Okay.
All right.
Bring some of those psychedelics back to the Will Rock golf outing if you win. Golf swing, when you hear it, caller number 10 at 800-223-9510 does just that, gets qualified for our sold-out 95 Will Rock Your Flies Open golf outing at Chalet Hills Golf Club in Cary. I'm milking now because I like this part of the song. Here it goes. It's the here you go. Just indulge me. Here it is. Wait. There's a and then boom, boom, boom. Small minds are easily amused, and I'm proof of that. That golf swing will happen again after 10 with Jen Mar get qualified and do some golfing at Chalet Hills with 95 Will Rock, the rock station. I am out of my element, big time. We went from cramp talk to fragrance talk. I'm over
Back
here
to
just
it.
back to. Are we back at cramps now?
No, do you want to talk about clothes though?
And clothes. What is the
Oh,
Boots.
boots?
Yes, we
oh,
were
I do
just
like
talking about
boots. I
boots.
do like boots. What
Yeah.
kind of boots?
Do you want to see them? They're cute.
Oh, are you wearing boots?
Well, no,
No,
I was
she's
gonna buy a new
buying
pair of
boots.
Oh, you're
There's only
buying
3
boots.
left.
I can't ask the intern about her clothes. Now you've let me down that
Oh, come
path.
on.
Yeah, you're wearing some boots there, Cleo. Anyway,
You
so
make it creepy like that.
it's just talking about somebody's aroma is
We're just girls over here chit chatting,
Yeah.
all right?
okay. But I'm in the room.
Do you want okay?
All right.
What do you want?
I don't know.
Smack?
So many things I can't say
Distract?
to an intern or a
Okay.
coworker, but apparently you don't have those filters. All right, it's 9:38.
Rainy 70s for today. Chance of some severe weather later on as well. 64 overnight, 83 and sunny for tomorrow. 71 in Spring Grove, 73 in Elgin.
All right. Coming up, we'll go to Florida for the Sunshine State update. What do you have for us?
You know, you see someone's pet, sometimes you stop and ask if you could pet it.
I was all over Lottie's dog.
I
I'll tell you
know,
that.
I
Yeah,
know.
Cooper. Yeah.
This is the Florida version of that. It's actually the video of the day that's going around.
Okay. All right.
Courtesy of
That
Florida.
is on the way next. Thank you, Florida. 5:01 this Friday. We're going to be at TJ O'Brien's. It's always fun at a place with initials in the name, right?
Right.
TJ O'Brien's Bar and Grill in Palatine. We got $3 Miller Lite anniversary gold cans on special. Love me some cans. Bad Omens tickets. We got tickets for the Summer of Loud tour. Swag to pass out. Just a good way to get the weekend going. Friday, 5:01. TJ O'Brien's Bar and Grill, West Slade Street in Palatine with Miller Lite and Will Rock. What did she do, Cleo? She made a noise?
Yeah.
Cleo?
Yeah.
What was the noise?
We're all sitting here. She goes, I go, what? It's
Just
so
out of
funny
the blue,
over there.
just
I'm
out of the
dying to
blue.
know.
I
Yeah,
do that.
yeah.
You catch me doing that sometimes.
Yeah, she's
made me laugh.
And what do I
reading the
say?
story and something happens, or it's the voices in her head.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
What do I
Voices.
usually say to you though? When you're
What?
like, "What's so funny?" I say, "You'll find
It's
out."
in the story.
You'll find
Wake up. See if
Save
listen,
it for the game field.
Don't
Close.
waste it
Wait,
on the practice field.
Yeah, you're
Yeah, same
close.
thing, same
Yeah,
thing.
she's
but,
learning.
but phrasing it that way, it
Okay,
makes
sorry.
sense. No, don't be sorry. You're
Okay.
learning. Save it for the practice
Yeah, the
field.
practice field.
Or save it for the game. Don't waste it on the practice field. Now you've confused me. I have no idea what we're doing.
I like
Here's what I
that
want you to
better,
do.
actually.
Take Leah's bell, Cleo, and I want you to ring the bell when you think she says the part in the story that made her
That
laugh
made her
audibly.
giggle
And you're
like
like,
that.
wait, what? She does that all the time. Sometimes it's the words in front of her, and sometimes it's the voices in her head.
I
So-
have voices in my head yet.
Yeah.
You have a lot of voices in your head. Yeah.
Murder.
There it is. There it is. I don't have voices in my head. We all do. When yours go silent, that's when I'm worried. Yeah.
So a few key points here.
Get the bell, Cleo. Ring it when you think she
When
gets
I
to
think
the
she-
audible laughter part.
It's illegal in Florida to feed, harass, buy, sell, possess, transport, or import American alligators or their eggs without a permit. Okay.
Obviously.
It's also alligator mating season, which leads to increased activity and potential human encounters.
Wait, with for the alligators,
Mhm.
not people out looking to mate with alligators. Well, okay.
Hard times out there.
Florida.
I hear
yeah.
the dating pool is
It
small.
is. It is very small. So look for something that looks prehistoric with teeth.
And while alligator attacks are rare, Floridians should exercise caution near water, especially during dusk and dawn. All right. That being said,
Is that like alligator active time? Dusk and dawn?
dusk and dawn, yeah.
Okay.
that being said, the law is kind of fuzzy on whether or not you can pet them, but probably not a good idea. It's the video of the day right now.
I think
It's
anybody trying to pet an alligator gets exactly what they deserve.
well, a Tampa.
I say that, but I'd put a ring on it.
You'd put,
So-
yeah, of course you would.
Yeah.
Tampa resident Jasmine Heron, she was out walking her dog when she caught sight and then was able to take her video out and catch it on video of a woman in her complex casually stroking an alligator. The
That's
gator,
not a colloquialism for something else.
nope, the
All
gator
right.
had been living in the complex's retention pond for a few months. And fortunately, the woman was not bitten, but this video, it's short, but the reptile's mouth is open at her like a few times. And I don't think, like how sometimes, like sometimes I'll pet my dog or my cat and I'll hit a spot where they're like,
I was getting that with Lonnie's dog, with Cooper.
you think that the alligator was like, oh yeah, that's it.
I think that's what made her laugh like that. I think the thought.
The
Well, ring
little
bell,
legs
ring
start
the bell.
shaking.
Yeah, it's a little alligator leg is going up and down. I'm like, oh, that's the spot on my belly. Also, when my legs stop shaking, I'm going to eat you. Right? Oh, the leg was good. Thank you.
There's my snack.
All right, now we know it's. What's funny to Leah is people getting eaten by an alligator after relieving some of its sexual tension. You'll fit in Florida. Here's 5 Finger on Will Rock. Now what?
Now we're talking about school. and
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm bragging about Quinn.
All right.
I love to talk about Quinn.
All right.
She's just a little peach.
She's a little peach.
She hasn't met her yet.
Oh yeah,
No.
she has knives. So,
Oh my gosh, on the way home yesterday, she was like, Mom, I really want to dissect animals, but I feel bad.
so you remember Jeffrey Dahmer? You remember him?
Yeah.
That's how he
You
got
ever
his
watched
start.
that show
Yeah, how'd he
about
get
it?
his start? What'd he start on?
Yeah.
Dissecting animals.
But
Yeah,
that was
like
his-
roadkill.
That
Yeah.
was his dad being like, hey, Jeffrey, maybe
Right.
you want to look.
Freaky dad.
Right, you didn't even have to encourage Quinn. She came up with it on her own.
Yeah.
And you think for some reason that's better than you introducing
Yeah,
her to the world.
kind of. Because then,
Yeah.
but she feels bad. And so I was like, but are these
Sure.
animals dead before you're dissecting them? And she said, yeah. And then I was like,
Well, I
well,
mean,
they're-
they die in the first cut or two. Yeah.
Then she like this literally came up out of nowhere, and I'm like, so I have a couple of questions because in school there are opportunities. I remember dissecting a frog,
Yeah.
right? Pigs.
I,
we
did-
did
I
pigs.
never had to do a frog or a pig. The only thing I did
Really?
was an earthworm.
Oh, we did frogs and
Yeah.
pigs.
I remember they did that. I never got
I
to.
know I did
Yeah.
a frog. I was always the kid that had to leave the room. I couldn't do it.
No.
Yeah. Quinn was the one who brought in the frogs. Yeah,
I found them. She got
Yeah.
them.
Well, no, she found a frog last night at the game, and I think that's why it brought this came up.
A live frog
A
or a
live
dead frog?
frog.
It was
No.
live last night. It's just not doing as well.
no, she let it back out. She didn't want to kill it. It just whatever.
Just dissect it.
Yeah.
And then under anesthesia, and then put the parts back
Back
in and
together.
sew it back up. And
Obviously.
it's like IKEA. You hope you
Yeah.
don't have extra parts at the end. Sorry, Mr. Frog. I don't know what this jiggly little part was, but I didn't know where it went. So
Sorry,
I took-
Mr.
I took my stove apart once, and well, when I got
Oh
done
my
putting it back
gosh.
together, we didn't cook in it again.
Yeah.
So
I've done that
yeah,
before
well,
too.
your daughter's doing it to woodland creatures.
No, but I
Why
said
is
something.
that squirrel walking backwards? Well, Ma, when I reassembled it,
When I mentioned the pig, she goes, "Oh no, that's too much blood." So I don't feel as concerned because she doesn't want to
right.
dissect anything with too much
I would
blood.
be more concerned that your child understands the fluid volume amounts of different animals, the blood in there. Yep, Mom, yeah, I've done pigs before, and they just bleed all over. They squeal, they make a racket. I mean, yeah, the squealing is enjoyable, but it seems to alert people. So, yeah, no, not
don't
pigs.
want to cause
Not
attention.
pigs. Also, can I build a kill room in your she shed? That's sweet little Quinn. Oh, Miss Gurney. It's 9:52.
Rainy and 70 for today,
Huh?
64 overnight, 83 and sunny for tomorrow. It's 72 in Round Lake Beach, 66 in Racine.
Other than Leah's homicidal child, thank you to Lottie and Cooper the dog for being in here, which is not allowed to be around Quinn.
Well, we didn't even mention that her dog's
dog and
na-
your Quinn's brother, same
Same
name.
name,
Yeah,
Cooper.
Yeah,
Which when I told people I was naming Cooper, they were like, "That's a dog's
that's a dog
name."
name. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
he's gonna fetch a lot of things for myself
Well,
and Quinn.
when your son ends up dissected, you know why he had a dog's name and not too much blood. We'll wrap up whatever this homicidal mess is next on Will Rock.
Previously on the Will Rock Morning Show.
All right, now we're going to talk to my arch nemesis, a 7-year-old girl that will be my undoing. I thought we were calling her for her birthday.
Yo.
But apparently it's not even her birthday. We say good morning to Leah's delightful little daughter, Quinn.
Good morning, honey.
Morning.
Now, why are we calling? It's not. I thought it was her birthday.
It's
I thought
not
we were
her
calling to
birthday.
wish her happy birthday.
No, it's not her birthday.
But it's not her birthday. She wants it to be her birthday.
When's your birthday, Quinn?
September 1st.
Yeah, September 3rd. So we're still a couple months out, but she's already thinking, giving suggestions of things that she
For her
wants for her
birthday.
birthday.
Okay.
So she told me what she wants for her birthday, and it kind of stunned me. And so I want to share with you. I want her to share with you.
This kind of thing we're setting up a GoFundMe for now or something.
I don't even know if
No?
you could buy this.
Okay,
I don't
all
even
right.
know it's something you can buy. So
what is it,
so,
Quinn? Quinn,
sweetheart.
what do you want for your birthday?
So it's like this pack of like cutting stuff. Then I can go outside and kill animals with it.
It's an animal cutting stuff you can kill animals
wait
with.
a second, time out. Quinny, honey, you told me that the animals were already going to be dead because that's where I struggled with this.
She was going to dissect them.
You're not going to kill the
Gut
animals because
them.
that would make you potentially a serial
She
killer.
just said that, Mrs. Dahmer, is what she
Yeah,
said.
no.
She wants a set of cutting things so she can go outside and kill the animals.
But sweetheart, that's not actually what you want, right?
Yeah, I was joking about it.
Were you joking or was it my reaction?
Or are we backpedaling on the killing of the animals?
Well,
because of Mommy's reaction?
you said
Quinn, be honest. Do you want the knives so you can go kill the animals?
No.
No. You love the little animals.
you just want to know what they look like inside after they die.
Yeah.
Yeah, the way she said that. The way she said,
That's
yeah.
what my 7-year-old daughter wants. You know when you're excited after having boys and then you're going to get a little girl?
All right. Yeah.
This is what I got.
Little girl.
This is
It's
what
the
I got.
boys that go out and dissect the dead
Yeah,
raccoon.
no, now she wants
Have you
to.
watched the Jeffrey Dahmer thing on Netflix?
I did.
Did you see how him and his
Dahmer,
dad
but she
started?
doesn't. Yeah, but she doesn't have Dahmer vibes, does she?
No,
Nope.
not at all. Quinn, say yeah again.
Yeah.
Quinn, I would get you whatever you want. Please,
Don't dissect
please
me.
be friends with me. Okay. I don't now. Is this cutting? Are these cutting implements? Have you seen this somewhere?
Yeah,
The
where
things
did
that
you even-
want, or do you want Mommy to try and find you the cutting things, or do you know? Have you seen what you want and she can go get it?
No.
So you got to search for it. You got to figure out what cutting things.
I
you
mean, I
want.
assume like you could just
So you
use
can-
kitchen utensils, right?
Sure, use the knife that Mommy uses to make dinner. That's Quinn.
Don't
you know
put it
not
back
to play.
when you're done, right?
Quinn, you know not to play with knives, right?
I play with knives all the time.
No, she doesn't.
Okay.
She doesn't.
All right.
Oh my gosh, Quinny. The nice people are going to come take you away if you say stuff like that.
I think we've crossed that bridge now. So, all right, Quinn. Hey, whatever you want for your birthday, I say that's what you should get. Remember, that's me saying that Quinn should get whatever she gets. I am on Team Quinn. We are besties. Okay.
Are you sure about that?
I am. I hope at some point I can convince you that we are best friends. Okay. We're gonna let you go. Mommy's got some calls to make. Okay.
Yeah, sure she does.
Love you, sweetheart.
Love you.
Bye, Quinn.
Bye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to Quinn.
What is that? Like, should I be?
She's a child and she's having fun.
Okay.
And if I go missing, look in your
She's got something against
look
you.
in
I'm not
right.
sure
Look
what it
if
is.
I go missing, look in Leah's crawl space. It sounded to me like she said to kill the animals.
She did go out there and say
So
she was going to
funny.
kill the woodland creatures.
Yeah. So
That was 2 years ago, though. Things have changed.
right. You're
funny.
right. The woods by your house has a lot less creatures in it. Yeah.
I was wondering what
Yeah,
happened to all of those.
Don't mess with Quinn. 10:01.
Rainy and 70s for today. There is also chance of some severe storms, possibly like a tornado.
Okay, we'll keep an eye on that for you, and also the little girl. Have a good day. We'll talk to you Monday. Well, Lia will be back Friday, bright and early, 5 until 10. Be nice to each other. 95 WIIL Rock, the rock station.
A-holes. A-holes.
Still here? It's over. Go home. Go.